Hey, it's DIY Gemini, and today we are reorganizing my entryway closets because, yeah, this has got to go. Okay, so I'm a little embarrassed that this storage closet has been this way since we moved in 3 years ago. We've just been just putting stuff in there that randomly doesn't fit in other rooms. This is our closet. That is our entryway closet by our front door, but we don't really use it like a typical entryway because we just use this as storage for utilities and random stuff, as you can see. So we don't use it for coats because that's in our rooms already. Our shoes are kind of like in the hallway here or in our rooms already as well. So this closet is going to be acting as our storage closet for like doggy stuff, car wash stuff, luggage, ladder storage, etc. Like some random holiday stuff too. So we're going to put it in this closet, and right now it is a absolute mess. So we're going to be building some really basic shelves. I mean really basic. We're going to keep it nice and simple, no need to complicate things. And I want to make sure this is renter friendly and we're not drilling into the wall or anything as far as I know right now. So we're going to just build it up, some shelving so we can organize some stuff and it's not just all over the floor. So yeah, I'm really excited to get this all organized. So let's get started. All right, first things first, let's clear everything out. Sometimes there's just things in your home that gets ignored for forever and keep being pushed back to another day. You know, that one thing that needs fixing or that other thing that's kind of sort of working but could be better. I know you know what I'm talking about. This closet is definitely one of those many projects around the house that I needed to tackle, so we're going to do this today. Now, I didn't need this rack, so I ended up removing it, though it was a bit trickier to remove than I thought because it was nailed instead of screwed in. Okay, I did mention this is going to be a very simple project, so we're just going to be using one 4x8 sheet. I'm having a cabinet grade BC, and I'm also using some 2x4s, and that's literally it. So let's get started with this project. After taking measurements of the different items going into this closet, like the luggage and the bins, I planned the height for each shelf. The bottom shelf will be the tallest, as it's going to fit the luggage and the dolly, and the other shelves will be about 16 inches tall to fit the bins. I'm using 2x4s to create 4 legs for each shelf and going to build 3 shelves. Next, let's cut the shelves from the plywood sheet. I had the home center cut it into 4 pieces so it was easier for me to manage and take home. I'll cut 2 rectangles of the same size, and then for the last one, I'm going to include an angled cut to fit into that weird corner of my closet. First, I found the angle using this guy, a protractor, and then transfer the angle to our piece. To find the angle on our panel, we're going to use a square and align a pivot point to where I want the angle to start. Then swivel the square to the angle measurement that meets the edge parallel to the pivot point. In my case, I needed a 45-degree angle, so I'll make my cut mark here. I'll then give everything a nice sand, including sanding off the ink text on the 2x4s. This is optional, but I'm adding some corner trim to keep the stacked shelves from moving too much. A tip I learned to prevent sliding of 2 pieces being glued together is to sprinkle a teeny bit of sawdust on the glue surface. Then I'll use my pin nailer to secure it in place. The legs will be placed into the corners like this. Now I could have put one in each corner, but I admit I got kind of lazy, so I put 2 opposing corners and that should do. Next, I'll attach the legs to the plywood. I didn't want to bother with pocket holes, so we're going to use all butt joints for this. I also chose this method because I will likely have to disassemble then reassemble while in the closet. Drilling from top down will be a lot easier to do in such a tight space. I also ensured to put a spacer underneath the leg so that it will fit into the trim pieces I had mentioned earlier. I then repeated this for all the shelves. Back downstairs, I tried to put the first shelf in and realized that I was right that I had to disassemble the legs first for it to fit. Once fitted inside, I put back on the legs, and our first shelf is in, so let's move on to the next one. And that is shelf number 2. For the third angled shelf, I decided it would be easier to assemble the legs once inside the closet rather than before. So I placed the legs in their appropriate spots and pushed down the plywood shelf till it was butted up against the legs. I'll then secure it in place as I did with the others with 2 2-inch screws for each leg.
And that is the third shelf. And my angle cut was pretty spot on, if I do say so myself. First, I'll put our wagon to the weird corner since we use it less often.
Now for the easier stuff.
For even more storage, I added this over-the-door hanging storage, and I also added a sensor light that will turn on automatically when the door is opened. Very simple upgrades. All right, thank you so much for watching today's video. I wanted to keep this project very approachable and very affordable and renter friendly, so we kept it nice and simple. Of course, you can always customize it to your needs, so you can paint it, you can add trim, customize it to whatever you'd like. I kept it as is just because this is mainly just a storage closet. I'm not really trying to make it super aesthetic. As long as it's functional for our needs, it's perfect. This project has been a long time coming because it's been 3 years I've been procrastinating on fixing this closet. So I hope this inspires you to tackle something in your home that you have been also procrastinating on. Just take a day, just tackle it out, and then you'll feel so much better. And maybe they'll give you more motivation to tackle the next project. Maybe. And if you decide to make something like this or tackle any small project in your home that you have been procrastinating on and need to do, please tag me on Instagram or TikTok at Hi DIY Gemini. Would love to support you. And I will see you with the next one. Bye.